Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Public Safety Committee meeting for September 3rd to order. I'm Stephen Havey, your chairman. And first on the agenda, please, would be roll call.
Mr. Havey.
Here.
Mr. Stockin.
Here.
Mr. Barnes.
Present.
Mr. Bissett.
Here.
Mr. Demick.
Here.
Mr. Healy.
Here.
Mrs. Ricketts Wales.
Here.
And Mr. Harris. 7 present.
Thank you. At this time, we'd like to have approval of the agenda. I'd like a motion, please.
Stocking.
Thank you. And a second?
Demickle second.
Thank you, sir. Discussion on the agenda? Changes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is approved. Thank you. We do need to do approval of minutes for August 6, 2025, please.
Ricketts Wales.
Thank you. And a second?
Bissett.
Thank you, sir. Any adjustments or corrections on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And those are approved. Thank you all very much. First on the agenda next on the agenda is Mr. Ian Jones, our district attorney. Sir.
Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon.
The report submitted, I don't really have anything to add to it. I don't have any other business or anything like that, but I'm happy to take questions if there are any.
Okay. Having looked at yes, Mr. Barnes, so next.
Yep.
Mr. Barnes.
Where does your office stand as far as assistant district attorneys now?
How about you ask me next month, because we'll have 2 more by then. So we're in the process of hiring 2 right now. Somebody else just started last week. So we're also going to be losing a couple, so we're in a state of flux, but we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot right now. So we actually one of the 2 that's leaving we did not anticipate. So we'll be able to fill his spot, I believe. But the good news, the best news, is that for the first time in years we actually have interest in the positions. That really was the biggest problem for years, was just nobody wanted to be a prosecutor. But that seems to be shifting a little bit, so that's good for us.
Primary reason for that, some of the things that we've recently changed?
Yeah, certainly the new laws, the way the job's done now compared to how it used to be, and of course the assigned counsel rate, the 158 an hour. It's really hard to make that up in one of these jobs. So people were interested in that 18B money, which I can understand.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Mrs. Burdick, did you have a question?
Hey, and on your report, you always give us how many new cases you've opened.
Okay.
What about how many of you closed?
Well, we track that. I can add that if that's something the board would like to see.
I just was curious, and what kind of time frame it takes from the time of cases. I mean, it probably varies.
Yeah, it varies greatly. Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't even guess at a average time. There's so many factors that
Yeah.
go into that.
But there's a timeliness to it. You're required to have them.
Well, they close one way or another
Statute of
eventually, yeah.
limitations, right?
There are certainly statutes that apply to things that have to be done at certain times throughout a case, but there's not necessarily a statutory amount of time within which a case must be closed. And that
So that's an open case.
everything's an open case until it's closed, and then, like, for instance, if somebody's arrested for a felony, you have to indict it within 180 days unless they're incarcerated. It's 45 days, and there's thousands of examples of timelines like that within the statute, but as far as, a case must be closed by this date, there is nothing like that. And they're largely outside of our control. For instance, somebody wants to their attorney wants them examined for competency. That's a long process. It tolls all the other timelines, so there's
Can
all
always
kinds of
be
factors included in that.
reopened for cause too. Correct.
Well, that's a pretty rare circumstance, to reopen a case. Once they're closed, they're generally closed.
But if you had new evidence or something, you,
Possibly, but we have not had that yet.
thank you.
Okay. Other questions? Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Much
Have a good afternoon.
appreciated. Up next, we have our public defender, J.R. Santana Carter. Is he with us? No? Okay. Well, let's go directly to our conflicts defender, Mr. Peter Degnan. Sir.
Thank you. District Attorney told me to bring his say as often.
Yeah, could you please? That'd be great.
Everything's going pretty good. Our numbers are pretty consistent. We have good interest in the panel. We lose some, we gain some, but the interest really is pretty shockingly good compared to our competitors. So that's all great. Get it good up. Everything's good. We do have a sad note though. I hate to bring it up, but the building is what? I don't want to go too over the top, but it's extremely disappointing. For a child, you'd be in a lot of trouble. And so we have reported to ILS that it's somewhat pathetic where we're at. It's like people just quit. It was like your homework, you'd get an F. So they're gonna, I think Albany's gonna come down, take a peek at it. Buffalo's not excited, so they said maybe Albany should come down and try and get the wheels back on the bus.
Okay.
You have to come down and take a look because you wouldn't believe it.
But I would.
You have any idea why this might be the case? What's going on?
I don't know. I sent emails and, you know, apparently the contractors went to another job or some sort. You know, quality of work is poor, no glass in doors, front doors. It's just crazy.
Sounds frustrating.
There's a little bit more to that than just that. You got RG&E who is not came, you can't get an occupancy until your heating and air conditioning is set to go.
But the other stuff, man.
Right, but they could be done and you still wouldn't go in there because, you know, RG&E is the one that won't give us a time frame. They've dropped the ball on us for months and months. And we're still working on that, so. But you're right with the other things there, that, you know, we met with, our engineer the other day and they were going after him to see what exactly is going on there because it's a big question, but RG&E will be the one that holds us up before it's all said and done.
Not the negative, but the other stuff is really bad too. I mean,
Right.
the interior.
Right, finished up, it's gotta be painted and all that, but, right, but I would say that that'll be done before RG&E will be there. You know, so,
Do you need do we need an occupancy permit or no?
You do, but you can't get that
Until
until
you
we get
have-
the other stuff.
Right.
And I believe we get that from the state building code, and they're great. We have a great inspector that works closely with DPW. So that part,
So
the
everything
actual
has to
paperwork
be
should go
done,
in.
just so
Yep.
people listening realize that's one of the reasons we can't proceed until we get that, and all the work has to be completed satisfactorily before that we can do that.
Correct, and we have contracts with all the vendors, and if their performance or non-performance is too bad, we do usually have legal remedies that we could pursue, and we've done that in the past with other contractors, but we hope they would just remediate the issues themselves, so we usually give them that opportunity first.
They must have just thought it was all that free money.
It's still got to be put to good use, but, yeah.
I guess you have to have patience. I'm not sure I could qualify for that myself. I'm sorry.
No.
Mrs. Burdick, you have a question?
I have two questions. I was going to go back to the money. If the state comes down and looks at it and says this is not acceptable, have they already given us all the money they're going to give us for it, or can they withhold money now?
That, I don't know what the payment status is on it. I just know what the pledge was. So I don't know where they're at. I know that they're curious as to what's going on. So I do not know. I couldn't give you a good answer on that. That's something that they would talk about.
Okay. And then off, totally different subject. On your report, you have advice.
Yep.
What exactly is that?
People call in, so they may not actually have a case, but they'll call in and get advice about what they need to do. So we have somebody assigned to that, and then a lot of times that person will take it, or sometimes it's just satisfied with advice. But it's a service that we provide. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Degnan, is it mostly the prime contractor or subcontractors that you're having?
I have no idea. So I'm not really involved in any of the real details. I go down and take a look at it, try and get in there. But, as far as who does what, we're not, my office really isn't involved in that.
You're not project manager?
No.
I think it was bid out. I think there were multiple contractors depending on what portion of this we're talking about. And it's not the overall general contractor. I believe it was one of the specialty contractors, or
Thank
one or
you.
two of them.
Maybe we should put project manager on your hat too.
Well, I can barely do the law. I don't think I need anything else.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything else, sir?
No, I'd hate to end on a sad note, but
Well, you know, you brought the pizzazz and then, you know,
well,
All
thank
right.
you very much.
we appreciate what you do, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it, thanks.
Okay, next up, our Director of Emergency Management, Mr. Scott Golden, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Are you on? No.
All right, I'll receive the monthly reports.
I don't-
Very busy month, good month. Have a couple notes.
Oops, there you go.
There it
Have a
is.
couple notes under general planning and outreach, budget planning. Some of the big ones, November 4th through the 7th is the Regional Fires Administrators Conference in Montour Falls. Tomorrow, for September, we have a meeting with Dishes from Albany. They're coming down, and that's for the IPAWS, the Integrated Public Alert Warning System. We also have some of our partners from Dispatch going to join us for that training and update. 15th September is our annual meeting with Dishes, and that's where we plan our training calendar for the upcoming year. That'll be with Ryan and Megan. They're the representatives from Dishes up in the Buffalo area. So we're looking forward to that. Citizens Preparedness Corps, we have 2 tentative dates. Have an update at time of this writing. The 7 November date is confirmed. That's going to be up at Houghton Academy. It was held in that location last year. And then we're working on a second location. So we're pretty excited about that. As far as other stuff, we had the OFA picnic. Some of you folks were probably there. It was a great event. We did some outreach there. Shelley and Mandy set up a very nice booth there and a lot of interaction with the public and such. So I think that was beneficial, time well spent. As far as grants, we completed the application for the recruitment and retention grant for fire and EMS. So we're hoping that hopefully that'll come through for us. Under AED and CPR, we helped out some JCC students who needed to get their CPR done, completed. So we had 3 to be exact. And then the AHA, American Heart Association 2025 instructor update. That's about the standards change every 5 years, and the new updates are coming out. So Bonnie's keeping a close eye and ear on that, and we'll be right in sync with that. As far as education, the EMT basic course started, has 20 students, which is great. All 6 of the critical care bridge students have tested out, and we now have 6 paramedics, which is excellent. Then we have a couple other trainings as listed. Wildland firefighting in Clarksville, BFO in Belmont, EVOC September in Angelica, and pump operations to start in October. Under EMS, we have a class for the advanced EMT starting tonight. We have 15 students to be exact, so that'll be starting up tonight, held at the Crossroads Center. And then we had a couple of meetings. Safety Chairman Havey also accompanied us with those, one up in Geneseo Mount Morris and the other up in Warsaw. So we're just kind of taking a look after the MS study, seeing how some of the other counties have navigated some of the changes and such. Under emergency management, we had met with Buffalo Computer Graphics about the DLAN system, so we're hoping that will continue to be in the works. Under training, we've done several different folks, staff from my office, including myself. We went to a couple different trainings. Meetings, we've had several. We went to the monthly emergency manager meeting up in Batavia, did some networking and such there, got some new ideas. We also met with meteorologist Mike Freese out of Buffalo National Weather Service, and we re-upped our application so we are storm ready, weather ready. So that was a nice accomplishment. We have a whole bunch of accomplishments under administration and actions we took, including registering new students for EMT and advanced EMT, as well as firefighting, and coordinating training schedules for the firefighting for the fall. Conferences, most recently, Bill and Bonnie attended the Homeland Security Conference in DC. It was an excellent conference. They brought back some great ideas with them. A couple of the things that they focused on were there were a lot of wellness seminars on wellness and mental health involving the first responder community and the importance of that, and continuing to get supports in place for all first responders, fire, EMS, police, because of the high rates of PTSD, suicide, depression, stuff like that. So maintain a focus on that and maybe bring some of that good stuff here to prevent things from happening. There was also a very good seminar on sheltering in case you have to do any evacuations, any sheltering. There were some updated details on that. A good seminar, as well as a FAC, which is a Family Assistance Center, if that ever has to be used due to a mass fatality, God forbid. So she got some good information, ideas, her and Bill. Under response, we had quite a few different responses as far as a couple fires and such, and some accidents there is listed. Other than that, subject to your questions.
Okay. Any questions for the director? Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir.
Remind us how long you've been on the job now?
About 2 months.
About 2 months.
Two and a half, I guess, to be technical.
And it sounds like you're getting a handle on everything fairly easily and keep them busy. So I appreciate that. I know every time I stop down there, both in the fire and EMS side and in your office, everybody's always there and working hard, and
Thank you.
or they're elsewhere, so that they belong. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And yeah, we enjoy it. Again, I like keeping busy, and we have a great team, so thank you for the support.
You have another question? Mr. Barnes, you have one? No? Okay. No? Oh, Jen.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to say publicly that I would like to, as a member of an EMT squad, I would like to thank MTS for their support over the last couple of weeks. We've had some pretty bad calls, and they've been very supportive and very helpful to this relatively new EMT. So thank you.
Thank you. I guess I'd second that. Now, we're doing a motion, but I second that as well. So Scott, thank you and your team. Tremendous work, and it's not easy, so thank you.
Not easy. Other questions? Okay, anything else for us, sir?
No, sir.
We thank you very much for all you do and your team. Thanks. Okay. Up next, we have Office of Probation Director Scott Grantier. Sir, hi.
Okay. Ahead of the, a couple bigger ticket items on the MOE list, I submitted the report. I'll take any questions you have on the monthly report.
Must have been self-explanatory.
Pretty standard report, nothing, pretrial continues to be our highest volume. And, but the staff continues to do just a tremendous job with challenging caseloads.
I think I've asked you this before. Acronyms freak me out.
Yeah.
SCRAM. What's
Yes.
that?
Secure remote alcohol screening.
Something.
I botched it
That's all
again.
right. Yeah, at
But
least I
it's
see
a
where we're
remote,
going with that.
detection of alcohol consumption that is worn on the ankle, and we use that from time to time with some of our individuals who are court ordered to do so.
Okay, excellent. Every once in a while, I'll ask you about an acronym because I have, Okay. Any other questions on the report from anyone? Okay, want to get into the MOEs?
Sure. I will start with the first one. I kind of gave a verbal introduction to this at last meeting regarding our SGSJP raised the age, which was approved by resolution for moving forward with that under the same financial impact as last year's. However, we're making several changes within our SGSJP RTA plan. There's a lot of acronyms.
Thank you.
Our juvenile services for Allegheny County and our interventions for those that become involved through PINS or JD referrals to our office. And I guess the best way I can explain it is we're looking to move, historically, we've applied and made application for significant grant funds through the state for our SGSJP Raise the Age grants. We've been outsourcing those contracts to different entities with mixed results. And I'm excited to kind of take on this new endeavor of really focusing on local service providers and local opportunities to really impact the children and the kids, the families that come through our PINS and JD resources. That's a lot of words to kind of look for this MOE, which is just seeking approval to, we'd like to enter into contracts with Core Learning Center, which is in our backyard here. And we've been in many discussions with them over the last year on how we best roll out a new plan for intervention for juvenile justice services in Allegheny County, which includes the youth court. I brought with me, I presented last week at Human Services with Mr. Haran, Commissioner of DSS. I've invited him also because this has been a collaboration with DSS and probation moving this plan forward, and I greatly appreciate Don and his team's efforts. I think we're on a great track. I'm very optimistic this is going to be a very solid plan moving forward. It's pretty bold in its launch, which will be October 1st, but we're looking to get permission to move forward with the contracts with CORE to support 3 positions there, one of which would be a youth court director position, and to fund those positions and work very collaboratively with CORE, DSS, and probation, and a comprehensive strategy for juvenile justice involved youth.
Okay. I think we should start with a motion.
So to move it.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Now, discussion? Questions on this? Mrs. Burdick?
I'm sorry.
I see there's a 85,000 local county share. That'll be budgeted in 2026. And
Yes.
is there any other funds that could make that up?
No,
As county share.
The plan that will be submitted to Office of Children and Family Services for the SGSJP funding is 62% state share, 38% local share. I anticipate these numbers to be on par with where they were last year, so I think there's not going to be much change in that, and that is budgeted, will be budgeted for 2026. Yeah. The other thing that's a little bit different with this plan is this is a SGSJP, which is going to be probation-led, Raise the Age RTA, which is DSS-led, and so it's a little bit different plan with RTA funding that is reimbursed at 100%. So I think this is a solid plan all the way around.
So the DSS will add additional involvement, will add additional funding or possibilities of additional funding or no?
We budget for Raise the Age every year under RTA, and we already have that built into our budget. Our portion will support children that are 16 and 17-year-olds. That's all the money, that's the stipulation on the money that we're contributing to the program for CORE, and it will be reimbursed at 100%. And if it goes over that, I can revise the plan, and then we would come back for a budget adjustment to get the extra money moved, but it would still be 0 local share on our part.
And you don't foresee any cuts in that from the state?
No, I don't. That's under the RTA legislation at the state level, and that covers a lot of kids that are placed into RTA facilities too.
Thank you.
Okay. Other questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to
Go ahead.
just emphasize too that the legacy for this funding through the state, it looks very promising. That RTA, anything that's doesn't involve youth detention, a lot of money is being set aside for these programs. And the state wants this to be what's right for Allegheny County. I think we've come up with a real good plan.
Other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? And that is carried. Next one.
Thank you. The next MOE is the annual Stop DWI program application for, this is due October 1st to the Governor's Traffic Safety Board. What I've done is I've broken down our, the financial impact, the fiscal impact for the county, what we're proposing to go into that plan. This does represent a $10,000 increase, which I'm very comfortable in submitting and proposing because our revenues from fines and from surcharge collections have increased dramatically in the last several quarters, and that 10,000 increase is very much within what we project to be revenue for 2025, 2026. This just kind of breaks down, and to submit the plan to the Governor's Traffic Safety Board, I would need this board's approval, that it's been approved on a local level, and that will be in good shape to go forward by October 1st.
Demick will move that.
Thank you. A second?
Passat.
Thank you. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is also passed. Thank you, sir. Anything else for us?
Nothing else.
Okay, we appreciate
right,
everything
thank
you
you very
guys do.
much.
Thank you. Okay, up next we have our Sheriff, Scott Cicerello. Good afternoon, Sheriff.
Afternoon. It's been a busy month, as you can see. Before I get into some of the items I wanted to discuss, is there any questions on the report?
I just want to say something, if I might. Of course, I see a lot of information in your report about the activities of your deputies, and while some of these instances were, well, they were unpleasant. It shows the professionalism of your department. And that part of it I find to be good news, and I'm pleased to find good news in your report, even though it was prompted by unfortunate circumstances.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Anyway, that's just where I'm going.
We do have some very skilled and experienced deputies, and just so happened we had two instances within a week of each other. One, we had Deputy Jared Akins and Sergeant Weaver that were able to encounter and apprehend a kidnapping suspect, came out of Oswego County. The victims were in the vehicle and were taken into protective custody. The suspect was taken back to Oswego County. So very good outcome. Can't say enough about our deputies. They did a fantastic job from start to finish with the assistance of the state police in that case. The other case, Sergeant Thomas was doing a welfare check in Alfred at the Economy Inn Hotel. The person that he was checking on, he found deceased, and based on his initial investigation, he came to the conclusion that it was likely a homicide, which it turned out to be a homicide. So he secured the scene, which he did very well. He documented the scene, and then he contacted the state police and the Alfred Police Department for assistance, and was a part of the homicide investigation. So I can't say enough about our deputies in these two circumstances. Outstanding work from start to finish.
Any
other
questions?
questions?
Any questions on the report?
Can I just make a comment?
Sure.
As a resident of Alfred, we appreciate everything that you guys and everybody else that was involved in that incident at the motel. It was not a nice scene.
No.
And I just want to express that we really appreciate all the professionalism that took place that day.
Thanks, Jan. Appreciate that. Okay. Well, as you can see, I added another report. I think we're up to about 20 pages for a monthly report. I know it's a little cumbersome, but it's a way for us to be accountable, so you can understand every area of our operations. And it's a way for us to also be transparent, so you can understand what it is that we do on a daily basis. So although I apologize for the length of the report, it gives you some better understanding and some insight as to what we do. One of the important things that I want to note is that our change and our streamlining of the hiring procedures has really been effective. HR has done a fantastic job, Bobby and Ashley especially, working with Sergeant Smith at our office, Lieutenant Plaisted and Major Ivers have done a fantastic job of getting people in, getting them interviewed, getting through the background process and hiring. Now, you'll see that since January 1st, we've hired 30 corrections officers. That doesn't mean that all 30 have worked out. Just want to make that clear. We are about a 30% success rate. Our profession is not an easy profession. Some people think that they can handle it. They get into the training and they just realize it's not for them, or we realize it's not for them and have to make difficult decisions. So of those 30, we've got a net gain of about 10, which is still way ahead of where we've been in years past. We're hiring at a pace that we've never done before, and I believe if we stay on this current track, by the end of the year, we'll have all of our vacancies in the jail filled, which would be the first time since pre-COVID. So we're very pleased with that. Of that process, something of note is that we've got almost 900 hours of training time, which is required to be overseen by a field training officer. So these FTOs with 900 hours of training, you can imagine, we've gone from years past where they might have 1 or 2 people to train over the course of a year. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, our FTOs have been training mostly a couple of times a week. And it's a lot to ask. It's a lot of extra work. It's a lot of extra responsibility. I just want to point that out, that the FTOs have done a fantastic job, as well as the supervisors. I made mention in the report of the New York State Sheriff's Institute summer camp that's hosted on Keuka Lake. I want to just point out the benefits of the program. It benefits those that are maybe socioeconomically disadvantaged in Allegheny County. Our Corporal Jess Katie, she's been handling this program for the last 2 years. She works with DSS, she works with local schools, and we find deserving families that could benefit from this. And we've grown this program. The first year that I was at the sheriff's office 4 years ago, we sent 3 campers. This year we sent 18. And it's at no cost to the county, and it's at no cost to the campers. But it's a valuable experience. And if you read Jess's words and how she explained the impact that it's had on these children, it's very beneficial. And it also helps establish a relationship with some children that might have a kind of a negative view on law enforcement based on their upbringing. So this is a way for us to also extend and enhance those relationships. So I'm very, very proud of that program. Jess has done a fantastic job, and we're looking forward to continuing to grow that relationship. I noted this year that we're up to 209 cap arraignments. Just want to point out that it's way more than we expected. We knew that there'd be a lot, but we're probably 50% more at least than we thought we were going to be for these arraignments. It's working out well. Law enforcement is very happy with the arrangement. It's just it is taxing on our personnel, and we haven't increased staffing to address this. We're doing a very good job of being able to handle this, but just want you to know that it hasn't been easy with the volume that we're experiencing. Lastly, there's a new chart added onto the dispatch report that just shows you the breakdown of the calls for service in the dispatch center. We handled 4,333 calls for service at the dispatch center. And the breakdown is pretty representative of what we experience on average. 78% of the calls in August were law enforcement calls, 16% EMS, and 6% fire. That's about a typical breakdown of those calls. But if you can imagine 4,333 calls coming into the dispatch center, it's not easy to handle. And we've got some of the very best emergency services dispatchers, and I'm very proud of the work that they do. That's all I had to present. I don't think we have any other business. Are there any other questions?
Question for the sheriff? No, I guess not. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Very thorough report, and we appreciate all you guys do. Okay, we're down to unfinished business. First item on unfinished business is Public Information Officer for Emergency Services. I know that this is an ongoing thing. Would the county administrator like to speak briefly on that one?
I don't have any updates on Public Information Officer for this month. So
I believe that probably the next step is to get the folks together, the stakeholders together on that one and hammer this out a little better. Okay, all right. Progress is our most important product.
Steve?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, go ahead. Unfinished business. Yep. We have, when is the meeting on that? I forget.
Oh, when we get back.
It's next Thursday.
Next
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah,
Next
we have a meeting set up for that. Okay. Okay. Any other unfinished business? I have one other one if you don't. Okay. County building security, I can give you an update on that. The sheriff's policies have been submitted. Administration's policies are being formulated and forthcoming. When all policies are complete, we will probably have one more stakeholders meeting and before we can bring the policies to the board. So there is progress there as well. Any questions on something like that? Okay. Any other unfinished business? New business? Good of the order. I will take a motion for adjournment.
Barnes?
Thank you, sir. And a second?
Gilly?
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we are